All right, welcome back. So this is the cover story for today. We're gonna get through it really quickly. I'm gonna read it to you. Another crazy story out there. This one has to do with dating and relationships, fiance. You know, I just want to know: do you think this is jealousy? Okay. This story: how ex-fiancé burnt down our house and restaurant. Okay. I'm gonna read, and then we'll take it from there. Let's see this auntie right here. Okay, let's see this picture. This was in 2018, so that's allegedly the picture of the person. I was running my own bar restaurant, had my own car, started building my own house, was roofing it at the time I took the picture. Then I met Jeff. He was my engineer, a cute one. Whenever I went to my site, he'd always look for a way to deviate from the real issues, to start telling me how humble I was and how beautiful I looked. He'd always say we were going to make a beautiful couple, lol. Initially, I would always try to shove it off, but somehow I eventually gave in. I was very much single at the time though, so I thought I should give him a chance. Everything was going well. The house was completed. I moved in. Fast forward 2019, December. He proposed. I accepted. It's just before COVID. We had issues with whose house would live in after marriage, mine or his. LOL. He was living in a one-bedroom apartment as a tenant at the time, but I had my own house, a 4-bed bungalow, where we wouldn't bother about paying rent. But he said he'd never move in with me, and of course, I would never leave my house to go start paying rent for Christ's sake. I called off the engagement since we weren't agreeing with each other. He didn't see it coming, though. A week after I called off the engagement, he called me on phone and said, I quote, "I would deal with you for disgracing me like this." I was like, how on earth is calling off an engagement a disgrace? How? You'll be shocked. You will be shocked. What is disgracing for certain people? But let's keep going. How on earth is calling off an engagement a disgrace? How? He said he had said what he said. I didn't take his threat seriously though. I went about my business. On the 15th of June 2020, a day I'd never forget, I had traveled out of town to celebrate my birthday that was coming up on the 18th of June. Very early morning on 15th of June 2020, I got a call from a man who lived opposite my house that my house was burning. I screamed, how?
How, Sway?
I cried and begged him to help me do something. Call the fire service or something. The fire service guys arrived after my house had completely burnt down. At about 4 p.m. the same day, I picked a call from an unknown number. It was Jeff, my ex voice. He said, "I told you I'd deal with you." And he hung up. I was shocked, confused, and speechless at the same time. The following day, I hurriedly made my way back to my base. I went to the police and wrote a petition against my ex. I told them it was him who burnt my house. He was brought in for questioning, but I had nothing to prove he was the anonymous caller. But I was sure it was him, but I couldn't prove it. He was set free because I had no case against him. A week later, My bar slash restaurant also got burnt down. LOL, it happened like magic. Nobody knew where the fire came from. Everything happened very fast. I went into depression. I almost committed the ultimate, the S word. Until this day, I still believe strongly it was done by my ex. But of course, I have no proof. Laugh my ass out. I don't know why this is funny, but I couldn't deal with the whole thing. I sold my car and moved to Lagos so I could stay very far away from the devil. Ever since then, whenever someone tell me I'll deal with you, I never take it lightly. All right. Let me see the top comments here. Somebody said, dear women, do not date down. The ones who won't go this far will use subtle ways to undermine you. You know, that's the point. Somebody else says, take your revenge when he has a family of his own and thinks he has at peace. No. That's terrible advice. Then the other person said, this is why you shouldn't date poor men. They won't make it and they will never allow you to make it. Fear them. Jesus. Somebody says a woman never dates down. Either he's above or same level. And men, for God's sake, why can't you live in your wife's house rent free? You think her saying in one bedroom will make her submissive? This una mat, they somehow. All right, interesting. Let me come to the chat. Let's come to the chat. Chinye says unequally yoked. Exactly. Now by force, some little boys who cannot handle rejected, so he would rather them have serious issues in the marriage. What? He needs to be sent to prison. Yeah, it sounds like Nigeria. There's no indication that it's Nigeria. I think it's Nigeria, but yeah, if that's actually him, they will investigate. But again, it all depends on how much money is in it for the lawyers. So, even here, I'm sorry. Okay. She dodged a bullet. D-Love, you're thinking like me. Exactly. Lost a house but dodged a bullet. Imagine being married to this idiot. Yeah. You know, what came to mind when I saw this story, what I really wanted to share is that this is actually the best case scenario for this story. Okay? So let me ask you, ladies in the chat, what do you think would be the worst case scenario? Well, I think D-Love already said it. Imagine being married to this idiot. But describe, maybe a little more descriptive. What do you think will happen to be married to this person? Right? A person that can't, that can't just be okay with, like, I back this nice chick, but I don't want to move into a house. I'd rather just, do my thing. What do you think? Gentlemen, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to give you advice on this because there's a good chance you might end up with somebody that makes more money than you. There's a way to move, right? There's a way you can move where you don't have to. Well, first of all, it's a fact of life, do not be unequally yoked. Even you two gentlemen, okay? You shouldn't be, if you know that somebody is above, not just pay grade level. See, a lot of people are stuck on the pay thing. They think it's about the dollars. No. If you feel insecure around her, just do yourself a favor. Yeah? Just move on, jejely, right? That's even if you make more money than her. See, the money factor is not really it's becoming less and less of a factor. Okay, the issue right now, today, the struggle with the dating, relationship, and marriage scenes is emotional intelligence. That's what it's about. It's not about money. It still is. It's becoming less and less about money. When we talk about hypogamy, right? It's more and more about emotions now. If you don't have anything to offer her, if she can't respect you, she can't love you. It's really that simple. And it's not your money that can make her respect you. That's not an average woman. I don't know who told you that, but that's not the average woman. Okay? The average woman is not on a yacht in Miami with her booty cheeks out trying to get money from basketball players. That's not the average chick. Right? Oluyomi said, worst case, it could have killed her. Yeah. Because when somebody is bold enough to burn down a house, that means they were willing to burn anybody inside that house down. Right? Yeah. Wish she had cameras. Yeah. Yeah. There might be CCTVs on the streets, even in Lagos. But I don't think it was Lagos, right? Unfortunately, she didn't have cameras installed. So painful. No, you think it's going to go scot-free? No, it's not going scot-free. He has his best case scenario right now. You think he will stop? See, pride. I keep telling you about pride. When you get away with something one time, you think you can get away with it again. He's going to do it. He's going to get caught. Okay? Maybe the sad part is that you might not be able to see it happening. But they don't get away. Don't think that. They don't get away at all. Okay? Like, people don't get away with this kind of stuff, okay, because of the pride aspect of it. They keep doing it because they got away with it before in the past, so they keep doing it until they actually get caught, okay? How about your body? The best you can do is keep it moving, okay, and just be grateful. This is actually the best case scenario, right? So there's a way a person talks. There's a way they carry themselves. I'm not talking about money. Money can influence that for sure, okay, still. But more importantly, there's a way they talk, there's a way they carry themselves that you just know that this person is insecure, right? For whatever reason that you can't touch. They might even be richer than you. You might be the one making 30 grand and they're making 120 grand a year, and they're still moving very insecure. At that point in time, you know, you need to look around very well and say, maybe, you know, if you really like them, say, hey, listen, this marriage thing that we're about to do is gonna be I want it to be right. I want us to engage coaching. What do you mean coaching? You don't trust me? No, I want to engage coaching, and I would like you to come with me. Well, just go do your thing. Okay, I'll go do my thing. And then when you get to the coach or counsel or therapy, they will tell you if you know, if you give them the lowdown, the story, if it's a good one, they will tell you if you're in the right situation or not, right? But you need to pay attention to things like this, things like insecurity, you know. And if you're laser focused on money, you can miss it easily. Okay, you can miss it easily because, like I said, a lot of women are making good money now. So a lot of women are gonna end up with somebody, they make 10 grand more than that person, they make a little bit more money than that person, or they're executive or something like that, and they met somebody in the same circle, and you know, that's gonna happen, right? What you need to be paying attention is something we cover extensively in this book. Okay, all right. Money, we didn't really talk about money here because that's not what's wrong with people these days. Okay, everybody's making money anyway. Okay, everybody is tech gangster, tech expert, tech geek out there, right? That's not the struggles. Everybody's capping big time. Now, wherever that currency is in your era, so I don't know what era you're listening to this in, wherever that currency is in your era, it is a fact that you want to make sure that you're not getting with people that don't operate at the same vibration, because it's not going to work out. There's already by default going to be enough friction just because there's a collaboration between two human beings. There's going to be that already. So you don't need to add on to that layers by going out of your circle, going out of if you go out of it, I just want you to be aware that there's going to be some friction and be prepared for it. So we could be talking about race. There's nothing wrong with going outside of your race. Just be aware that that's going to create additional layer of friction. Religion, right? Age gap, right? Societal status, social economy status, right? And 15 other things that, you know, they might not be on the same vibration with you, right? If they're not, it will create insecurity, insecure vibes. You will get it. Once you get it, don't just ignore it. There's a reason why you're getting it. They don't feel comfortable in their skin, right? So you need to be careful with that. Let's see. He's the type to take a loan and use our property as collateral. Wahala. If you don't agree to going coaching and counseling with me, we're not even going to get married, period. It's not worth it. You're better off. It's just not worth it. Yeah, because that's a good one. Okay. I think she should also be careful with her social media. If you overshare, everybody will know all your moves. I don't think he's the type to stop at just these two actions. Well, the petition is a good thing. If she's filed a petition now and they invite and they can, he'll probably slow down. Hopefully. Okay, hopefully. But that's a good point too. Okay. Tima says money is not the issue these days. Emotional intelligence is what a lot of people are struggling with. Exactly. You'd be surprised how many people walking around with zero self-awareness. It's almost everybody. Okay. Right? Because they were raised with certain value and they get stuck on that. And they refuse to realize that everything is evolving or devolving, whatever you want to call it. As long as you're here, you have to pivot and understand how things are moving, how things are changing. Change is inevitable, right? It doesn't mean you're trading your values. It just means you're self-aware. You understand what you're dealing with, as opposed to let me just pretend like I live in 1960 and just move mad and blind. What do you expect to come out of that? Of course, you collect shege from the other gender, of course, because you don't know what you're doing, right? Especially going for the second time into the journey of marriage. Yes, especially, yeah. So yes, so that's that was that story right there. Let me cover a couple more things before we round up for the day. Let me see here. Yeah, let's cover a couple more things. I like that. But yeah, that's the lesson in that. Just this is the unequally yoked thing. Make sure that you're operating on the same level. If a person doesn't value coaching and counseling, that should tell you a lot already. Okay, if you're not a student of marriage and relationships, just because they think, well, I just won't go to the state. At that point, you're in brain. Man or woman, borrow yourself brain. Say, no, we're going to this thing lifetime. We need to educate ourselves. It's just, no one should be pushing against that. If somebody is pushing against that, that should tell you a lot. Okay.